And so being bad actually is intriguing, maybe. Inherently to us. So maybe we're all just Eve.
Oh.
Yeah, we're all just Eve and we're trying to be God. What? I don't know.
We did not just...
Hi, welcome to Suga, Honey, Bubble Tea Podcast. It's a podcast where we take our personal meltdowns and broadcast it publicly to all of you. But it's actually a podcast where we amplify Asian women voices through race, dating, and wellness. And I'm Ange.
Hello, I'm Toby. Welcome back to Everyday Toxicity. Before we start today's episode, please go follow us on Instagram at sugahoneybbt. It's at sugahoneybbt.
Yes. And we post podcast episode related segments every week, and there's much more to it. And you can also PayPal us or e-transfer or cash. You can send me a check. No, actually, you can't send me a check. I won't tell you where I live. Just in case we get canceled one of these days.
Yeah, yes. Good thought.
Yeah. And when you do donate to us, we give you a shout out on the pod.
Yes.
So today we're giving a shout out to two people. The first person is Dai.
Dai
gave us money.
Just stop. Stop jerking off to Elon Musk's sex tape.
Does Elon Musk have a sex tape?
No.
With Grimes or with his computer?
Oh my God. Elon Musk's sex tape
Oh my God, he made a robot.
with Tesla.
It's just like Ex Machina. Oh, the movie Ex Machina.
Yes.
We're getting sued. We have no money.
Please don't sue us. We'll take this whole thing down. But stop jerking off to Elon's sex tape.
Elon, we should beep this out. The title of your sex tape is that your dick or is that a USB stick?
Oh my God. Sorry. That wasn't for Elon. Sorry.
Okay.
Don't
Anyways,
sue us.
we should stop making fun of billionaires because
No,
fuck
eat
them.
the
Eat the
rich.
rich.
Troll the rich. Make fun of the rich.
Yeah, fuck them. Anyways, thank you for giving us money. We love you. And we hope to see you soon.
Sincere gratitude.
Sincere gratitude. And the next person who gave us money is Brian.
So Brian asked if we can share our experiences with cancers because we just publicly shamed on cancer men last week.
Why do you talk like a valley girl?
I just
What
cannot
is this?
seem to remove this persona I have put on.
Where did you start adopting this personality?
I don't know.
I have not seen you like in a day.
No, like
Where is this persona coming from? Ever since you turned 25, you're like a valley girl.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Adopt something else. This is toxic to our audience.
I love that for me.
Okay. Well, anyways, we're moving on. Brian wants to know our experience with cancers. Do you have any experience with cancers?
No, not really.
Okay, I have. It's intensive.
I know you've had your share of entanglement.
But disclaimer, I'm not saying all cancers are what I'm about to say. I'm sure there are some wonderful cancer people
We've met some
out there.
good cancers.
I have not met yet. But from just my share experience of cancer men, they tell you they love you for 2.5 years and then they one day stop calling you. And that's it.
Lover boy.
Yeah. I don't know. Like this is my take on cancer men that I've met. And I'm sure there are some great cancer men out there. My dad is a cancer. Is that they think they genuinely think they are good people. And I'm not saying they're good or bad. They think they're really good people, genuinely, and they want to do good.
Yeah.
But if you call them out for something that they did wrong, it's so hard for them to recognize that they've done something wrong, and they will try to gaslight you and one up you on hurting you. So there you go, Brian.
Toxic king. Brian, do yourself a favor. Don't get entangled with Cancer men or women.
Yeah, depending on your sexuality.
Women, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
From what he was talking about.
Like, do you think people are good or bad? Like, are we inherently good or bad? Because like this is the thing with cancer for me, is that they think they're good people,
right?
But it's such a hard truth for them when they realize they're not.
They cannot reconcile with the fact that they're born trash.
Yeah,
that humans are just trash.
Do you think humans are born trash?
I think humans are born trash, but I think so. Saying trash, I'm not saying that everyone's born demonic, but I'm more so saying that like people are born with these natural instincts that society might deem as bad.
Yes.
Like jealousy or greed or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why I think humans are born trash.
Do you think humans are born with an innate moral compass, or do we develop them? Like, you think they're born trash, so they're born without a moral compass, and then we just are trash until society and morals that is like imposed upon us to be like, you can't be trash, you got to be good.
Yeah, like as a baby, I wouldn't know that I'm trash. I'm just acting on my human instinct. But then you grow up and your parents teach you, doing this is good, doing this is bad, feeling this is good, feeling this is bad. So I think through like cultural or learned behaviors, you start to develop your own moral compass of what is good and bad.
Okay. I think so there are two philosophers that are like on the opposing side. So Thomas Hobbes is one of the philosopher that believes that humans are nasty.
Yeah. He stands on the demonic side.
Yeah,
like,
he thinks humans are born
demonic.
as like sociopaths. Like baby are born just sociopaths. And then you gotta teach them not to be sociopaths. And that they need society and rules to rein in their instincts in order to thrive.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, is that what you think?
No,
but
I don't.
Not as nasty.
I wouldn't use the word nasty, but I would just say trash.
Yeah. But like trash, how?
Well, but then like I don't think it's trash. I think it's just being human. But I think society deems it as trash. Because don't tell me you're not human if you've never felt an ugly, like. If you never felt an ugly feeling or emotions or
I align with the second philosopher a little bit more, which is I don't even here you say it.
Jean-Jacques Rousseau. I probably have just butchered it. I'm sorry.
I align with Jean-Jacques Rousseau's argument a little bit more. I think he said men are born gentle and pure without the corruption of greed and inequality caused by, but they're only trash because the society, class system, and morals that's imposed on them.
Yeah.
And the inequality.
You clearly have not met some babies.
I think humans are born good though. That's my thing. Like I think humans are born good until the society continues to tell them that they need to be good. So then whenever they have, but I think they're born good, but they have trash thoughts sometimes with just being human, like you said, like jealousy or like, I don't think those are bad, like having jealousies or greed, which I'll get into.
Yeah.
But like, I think the continue like emphasize on how to be like that you have to be a good person also emphasizes all the bad they have.
Right.
So it make them feel more shit. Like being trash is like very internalized.
Yeah.
It's internalized to a point where you spend your whole life trying to prove that you're good.
Right.
And then most importantly, you're trying to prove to yourself that you're good because all this bad is so internalized.
True. I'm really busy like pleasing people, so I never really thought of that. But yeah, like I guess everyone spent their life trying to act good or do good, I guess.
Just like cancer men. But like, like my argument is that I think humans are born good. Yeah. But then the bad part that society deem as bad are not, like you said, I think they are human, like parts of being human.
Yeah.
Like jealousy and greed. Actually, I read like when I was reading the book Sapien, it's actually a human instinct. It's not a choice.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we think that selfishness is a choice. It's like, why are you so selfish? Stop being selfish. I can't. It's a human instinct because it's like a survival instinct. Like when humans see a tree with ripe fruits,
right,
they immediately want to eat all of it because like they know if they don't, there's going to be like a pack of monkeys that's going to come and butcher the tree and they're not going to get anything.
And they're going to naturally die.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like a survival instinct to be selfish or greedy.
Right.
But from a religion standpoint, where you look at like Christianity or Catholicism, where you could look at like Christianity, they think that selfishness and greed are bad.
Yeah.
And a lot of our morals, like we said in the previous episode where we talked about like abortion, a lot of our morals come from religion and societal advancement or cultural advancements.
Yeah, exactly.
So we as humans have these human instincts or natural instincts or survival instincts that all of a sudden are now deemed as bad through the lens of morality, which is religion. And all these instincts that are so inherent to us all of a sudden is a bad thing and we internalize that.
Yeah. I just feel like good and bad can be so different to individual. Like because of obviously depending on how you're raised, who raised you, you obviously adopt a different moral system, or if you have like where you said different religions or whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's just like when you're only bad, like sometimes I'll be like, yeah, that person is trash. But maybe it's because that person's good doesn't align with my good. So suddenly they're trash.
Yes.
So what is
like, it relative?
It's good and bad is all relative. I don't actually think there are true good and bad. But
I think there are true good and bad.
But if you're talking about like, yes, I'm like talking crime about like, and like, you know, like
murder.
Yeah, murder. But when I'm like talking about like born trash, I'm not talking about like born criminal. I'm talking about born with these like, God would say demonic thoughts that one may have. So yeah, I feel like good and bad just all measured by your own system, and when it doesn't align with yours, then it seems trash. So what is even good and bad if you think about it that way, right?
Like I think about like the confessions in Catholic Church. I think religion is really trying to keep. A lot of times, I think religion is trying to maintain peace in internal peace with each person. Right. But I think majority of time is trying to maintain. Some religion is majority of time is trying to maintain a societal peace more so than individual peace within ourselves. And I would say like, I think Buddhism is more internal because they're just like, there's nothing, like we don't acknowledge anything in the world. No one is nothing.
Not even oneself.
Things are nothing. There's no self.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like, it's very internal, but like something like Catholic, I'm not saying Catholic is bad or anything. I'm not making a judgment on a religion, but I'm saying Catholic is a very marketed religion. And when they have confessions, it's like, to me, it's like you get into a confession so you can say these things that are so internalized, these bad or like these trashness quality of yourself that is so internalized. You say it and there's a way, it seems like there's a way out, and then you leave the confession and you can pretend to be good again in the society.
They make you say Hail Mary and then you go on and be as pure as you were reborn into this world.
Yes. Because the idea of rebirth seems like it's just so like chased after. Like the idea of obsession of being good in a society. Like, why do you think people are obsessed with being good?
I honestly don't know what the fuss is. Because I guess some, like, I try to think about it with that, like with the fact of why. Well, because like with the whole religion thing, I think I had a hard time when I was growing up because I was baptized into Christianity.
Yeah.
And what I saw in the church did not align with what the religion was preaching.
Yeah.
And people actually thought that they were good and that they were relieved of all of their bad things that they're doing because they go to church. So I had a hard time wrapping my head around that whole religion.
Yes.
Yeah, which was why.
And we talked about this in one of our older episodes where we talk about religion and our upbringing.
Yeah, the religion episode. So I'm just like, why do people seem so, like, why do they chase after being good? So I feel like if that was me, I feel like I worry about how other people view me. So that's probably
because you're inherently like a people pleaser.
Thank you, everyone. Broadcast that.
Please love us.
Yeah. I think I worry about what I look like to other people. But I don't. It's not even like I want to be deemed as good. But I just worry about what I appear like towards other people.
But is it out of fear? Because I think it's because of fear. But like, are you fearful of how people judge you? Is that?
I worry that my actions will not make people happy.
Oh, and what do you
this
think
suddenly feels like therapy? I was like, that just reached a different part of me that I did not.
That you weren't expecting to.
Yeah, it's so vulnerable.
Like, is it because of the fear of being okay? So here's what I think.
Yeah,
I think people are obsessed with being good because inherently human are social animals. So to be bad, to be trash is being abandoned by the society. It's like we see it like if you are trash, you get locked up.
And if the qualities are least likable, I guess.
Yeah, least likable.
Yeah.
And so like there's this, I think human have this like deep fear of abandonment and loneliness that and I think I do that that makes me want to be good, because if I'm good, then I can continue to be part of the society and survive.
Yeah. Yes.
So like caring about how other people view you, do you think that stems from a place of fear, or does that stem from a place of something else?
I'm still trying to figure out. Maybe that's what I'm trying to unlock in therapy. But
let's call your therapist.
Let's just get Kelsey on the phone real quick. I wonder, because I don't actually register being good as being liked.
Wait, you think good is not likable?
No. I don't necessarily
so
think you need
either.
to be good to be likable.
I think you need
Because
to be
I'm fucking hilarious.
I think you need to be relatable to
Yeah.
to be likable.
Because sometimes you see someone who's like really quote unquote good, and you're just like, that's suspicious. Like you know how you see some people who are really good and you're like, you're there's something hidden. Like there's a story.
This can't be it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what is he all smiley about?
Like we're all chasing this idea of being good, but then being good is actually so mythical.
it's a concept.
It's a conceptual thing
that no one has seemed to
There's no
grasp.
perfection.
Just like vaginal orgasm. But you know, I just wonder.
The thing is, like, there are people in my life that I think are so perfect and they're so good, but I can't hang out with them.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Because when I hang out with them, I feel trash, and when I feel trash, I can't not trash. It's like I can't be my authentic self.
Yeah.
Every moment I'm with them, I feel like maybe I'm being judged.
Yeah.
And there's that fear of like, if everyone in the society thinks this is good and they love them and she doesn't like me or he doesn't like me, then I'm not being accepted by the society, then I'm trash. And it's scary to think I'm trash.
Interesting. See, I don't care if that person think I'm trash or not. But I actually quite like the trash part of myself. Like, I think that's what makes me likable.
Yeah.
And I like that. And I hate to not be funny when I'm around someone.
Yeah.
Because without that, I am nobody.
So I just stopped hanging out with people who are good.
So I'm actually trash.
So like, that's why we hang out.
Yeah. It's like, I know you're thinking it, but I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah. Because it hurts me a lot that I can't be authentic.
Yeah.
Because authentically, I think I'm kind of trash, but like not like I'm gonna go out and kill someone.
Yeah.
I'm just trash because I'm jealous, I'm greedy, I
Yeah.
am whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't think I'm generous enough. Sometimes I don't think people want to hang out with me. Like all these things about me that makes me trash, quote unquote trash by society's moral standards, whatever. And then so when I hang out with someone that's too good, I just feel like I'm not good enough and I don't want to be around them. Because like being good is such a hard thing to upkeep for myself. Like for me,
Yes.
like I don't think I can be good, like quote unquote good all the time.
It's so hard though, because you have to literally go against every single one of your human
instinct
in order to be so good.
Yeah.
But it's like, why, why are these so bad? They're so natural to us. Like emotions are so natural to us. Why are we being like, you know what? If you feel jealous, that's an ugly emotion. You're an ugly person.
That's
bitches,
the thing.
I'm jealous Monday to Friday. Please.
That's the thing. Because I think when we're kids, that's when we get taught morals.
Yeah.
And when we get taught morals as a kid, we associate good with rewards and we associate good with survival. Yeah. It's like if I'm good, this person giving me food, shelter will continue to provide me with food, shelter, whatever that I need to survive. So it's almost like being good is like a survival instinct. And then we take that from our family or whoever, like our guardians. And then we take that same concept as we grew up, we place that into society.
Yeah.
To be like, if I am good, I don't go to jail, I get rewards.
Yeah.
I get reward to be, and there's so many times people are like, I'm such a good person. Why is this shit happening to me? It's because it's not happening. It's just happening to people, not because of good or bad.
Right. But if you're being good and you think you should have some kind of reward, that's not good. That's selfishness. Like if you being good, the intention stems from like benefit oneself. That's selfish. So ugly.
You shouldn't be good with intentions.
No, just be good. Just be.
But I think that's the thing. It's like when we're kids.
Yeah.
We are good because, and we want to be good because of this reward system almost that's like imposed on us through our guardians.
Yeah.
And then we see the same reward system in society. It's like, if you work hard, you will get what you need, like what you want.
Yeah.
That's, capitalism. It's like, if you work hard enough, you can go to fucking space.
Yeah.
So it's like a reward system. But if you don't work hard enough and you fuck up one little bit, you're in jail or whatever. Like, it's just like, it's such on like two ends of the spectrum.
It's always so extreme, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so hard for people to understand that good and bad is like relative, like
it's on a spectrum.
It's on the spectrum. Yeah. You don't have to be like good or horrible. Like you can just be
you can just be human.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like what you said earlier before we started recording about how your family taught you that jealousy is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was a very jealous kid.
Of what?
Not saying
of your
that.
Sister,
I'm just like, there's a lot of shame. I feel like I'm going through the secondhand trauma. Like, yeah. Like, obviously because I was like, I feel like when I was young, okay, like what we talked about, I'm pretty privileged. Like I was kind of like Fiona growing up, like the green one, not the princess one. Yeah, and I always
aftermath.
I always felt like no one look at me or like I'm not seen or heard. Yeah. So I always feel so jealous of other people, of like my sister or like other people, like kids. I don't even know what I was up to. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then my parents would always say that, oh, you shouldn't be jealous. It's like, it's not good. Like, so then growing up, I always feel so ashamed when I feel jealous. And that just has been internalized. So now, even though I'm an adult and I have like perfectly fine cognitive system, whenever I feel jealous, I feel it's so hard for me to talk about it. Because I feel this deep shame of like, this emotion should just be like covered forever, internalized. Yeah. And when my therapist just like tries really hard to explain to me that there's no good and bad emotions, which makes a lot of sense. They're just things that you feel, and scientifically speaking, like they're just like a little cues for you to like know that, oh, maybe like your body's under distress or like blah blah. Yeah. So it's like it's like this imposed idea of good and bad just onto you without nobody's ass. Like nobody.
Yeah. I did this. I saw this study, which is really interesting when I was like looking at are we born good or evil? And there's this study that's done on children, like babies that are like under 1 year old. Oh. And it says that baby less than a year old were made to watch a puppet show where different color shapes act in ways that they were clearly recognizable as morally right or wrong.
Right.
So they will have like a red circle that's shown struggling to climb a hill, while an evil blue square try to push it back down. And meanwhile, a good yellow triangle attempts to help the red circle by pushing it up. So it's like very simple. There's no like gender attached to it. There's no like just a very simple square and color, like a shape and color. And after the play, the babies were asked which shape they wanted to play with: evil blue square or good yellow triangle. As you may have guessed, they all picked the yellow triangle, the good yellow triangles. The triangle that exhibits helpful and selfless behavior. This applied even for baby as young as 7 months. So it's kind of saying like, and then afterwards, like Yale University kind of riffed off of this like study and did a different study, because they were thinking, what if it's the color that's throwing the kids off? Like, what if the color and shape made kids want to, like, maybe red is just like a color they don't want to associate.
Or is it the way that the people are reenacting it? Like,
just like bad acting.
Blue, so like just so intimidating. Nah.
They're like, I don't like that. So then like Yale University did something similar, right? But instead of like, I think they took away some of the elements, and the finding is still the same, that the children they want to pick the ones that is more helpful. And then a study a study down on down at Kyoto University and a study down at Harvard all did these type of studies where they realized that learned behavior, like they realized that it suggested that this isn't just a learned behavior to avoid punishment or scrutiny. Like maybe babies inherently are good. Like maybe they not inherently good, but maybe they have moral systems already built in them that human are probably good.
I'm trying to remember myself as a baby and what I was going through, and I
don't think we remember, but like being a baby, I just think that we're just clueless pieces of.
But you don't even know how to like poo. Pee, like potty.
Yeah, but I don't think that has anything to do with our. Like I think that's like more like a learned skill. Like to clean up after yourself, or you can poop and pee, but you don't know how to clean up after yourself. But then like the inherent goodness in you might come with you. This is bringing me some light into humanity. But
so it just makes me feel shit that I'm actually just learned trash person. That I'm not born trash, and I'm responsible for my trashness.
Yes. I think we all are. But I don't think you're responsible for your trashness. I think all this, like, I think the study, all it says is that we actually are more helpful and selfless than we think we are.
Yeah, I just want to see this whole reenactment.
I want to see the yellow square and the...
Yeah, because I'm like, because babies are so like, they just have no influences like whatsoever. Like they're just like the purest form of human. Mm-hmm. I just wish them would talk, and I'd be like, what? Why the yellow squares or yellow triangles or whatever? Because I just want to know, what did they pick up from the reenactment that is just like, that's bad.
I'm sure we could YouTube this. I actually want to watch the video that they watched to see, like, is there anyone talking?
Is it
them?
Like a facial cues? Is it body language? Like what is suggesting to them that it's bad?
Well, pushing and like pushing someone who's struggling, like kind of thing. Like I think, I don't know. Because then when I read that, I was like, there's hope.
There is hope in humanity.
But then what makes me sad is not that I'm proving, I don't know, like this study proves Thomas Hobbes wrong. Like that's not even the thing. Like I don't think that's the thing. I think it's like, what makes me sad is that if humans are inherently good, then why does society make us bad? Then it's sad, you know?
Because there are temptations, I guess.
But then temptations are also like, they're also human instincts.
I think they're a human instinct.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the things that we talk about as being bad in society isn't necessarily bad.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if we're just not bad. Like we're just being human and acting on our human instincts.
You know how like porn is so taboo, like was not so much anymore, but was really taboo.
Yeah.
But actually the porn industry, like I read this book called Pornland, and it talks about the entire history of porn. And it talks about how the porn industry does not want sex education, that does not want to liberate porn and sex, because making porn taboo is actually making them money. Because
it's so like taboo that people want to watch it more.
Yeah, because it's like I'm doing something like a guilty pleasure, you know, like nobody knows, like I'm doing this thing. So like maybe being bad actually pleasures people. Ooh, like I'm going on a whole different, because when I read that, I was like, I would think that the porn industry want people to liberate sex, because their whole ground is on sex, and they want, don't you want more people to have more education on this subject? But no, actually they make, like, it's $1 trillion industry that don't want liberation in sex. They just want people to feel trash.
I guess that's true because when everyone's having sex, I don't really need to watch porn.
You don't need to watch porn if everyone's having sex?
No, if I'm having...
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if everyone's getting their sexual needs met, hence that I don't really feel the need to masturbate. Hence I don't really need to watch porn, you know? So just like, yeah, I guess that makes sense when you're like, that's really bad. Don't do that. And now I'm like, I want to do it.
Yeah. That's it. Like, is being bad actually pleasurable to people? And that's why people are like, I want to be openly trash, you know, like not openly trash, but like I embrace, like maybe people just start embracing the trashness in them. Trashness, not trashiness. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, would the world be a better place if everyone is openly trash?
What? If everyone's openly trash, the world would just be a place without good and bad.
What would be a world without morals? Would it be like just
anarchy? I mean,
because a world without morals would, because like, okay, you were born being taught all these things.
Yeah.
I don't think I think morals are taught. You know what? I don't even know anymore. I have nothing beyond this observation.
No thought beyond this observation. I just wonder if there is nothing that's telling us what's good or bad, then what is it going to be like? Like, not like crime wise, but there's nothing that's like, oh, greediness is bad, selfishness is bad. Then what will it be like? Like, will everyone just be liberated?
I don't think people will be liberated. I think it's like it's like you can't experience happiness unless you have like, unless you experience like struggles or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like a rewards.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can ever be liberated if we have never been oppressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we fight for liberation, is because we've been oppressed.
Right.
But then what is liberation without oppression? So maybe the good and bad is on the same concept. It's like, what is good? Like, can we really be good without being bad?
Yeah. Yeah. Like what? There'll be no definition.
Yeah.
Then you will just be, there will be nothing to
But
characterize.
I think before society was built, like before religion, before civilized, a cultural advancement, like people, like our ancestors, I don't know, like in the Stone Age, most human or men just kind of lived alone. Like it's like hunting.
Yeah.
I sound like an idiot right now.
I know what you mean, like live like animals. Pretty much.
Like we live like animals. So that's basically a world without, like, humans without moral system or moral compass. And that's just like a beastly animal instinct world. So everything we act on everything upon, like, with instincts. Like if I'm hungry, I eat.
Yeah.
If I'm horny, I fuck.
Yeah.
And I just fuck whatever I see. So it's like without morals, there's no rape. You know what I mean? Like without morals, there's no...
Right.
So like I remember one time I did some psychedelics and I was walking down Yonge Street in Toronto.
Yeah.
And Yonge Street at like 4 a.m. is sketchy. Like sketchy as fuck. And then I was walking down with one of my friends and we're both on psychedelics. And then for a split second, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong. This is not what this podcast is about. This podcast is a very gray area
it's
podcast.
all about wrong. Wrong, sometimes being right.
Yeah. And for a split second, I'm like, if someone raped me right now, like if someone sexually harassed me right now, is that just like an animalistic thing? Like, would I be okay with, like, I felt like such an animal. I felt so like human to like the very basic part of me that I felt like an animal, that if that happened to me, would that be wrong? Like I had no moral compass at that split second, but that's what I was thinking.
Right.
And then immediately I was like, no, this is gross. Wait, hold on. I gotta go home.
It's
so sketchy.
That's actually really interesting. Like there will be no crimes back in the days. Like back in
because
there's no law.
There are no laws, therefore no crimes.
Yeah.
And when there are no morals, there would be no laws. Because laws are built on morals, I think.
Yeah.
Laws are built from religion.
It's built by humans, so yes. There is definitely
and religions are also built by human. I'm not saying religions. You know what?
We're gonna get canceled by Jesus.
Don't come at me.
It's Eve. She ate the apple. I mean,
what are you gonna do?
I know. We're here because she ate the apple. Like sis eat the apple.
Sis was told not to eat the apple, and sis ate the apple, and therefore we're sitting here talking about good and bad.
Yeah. Sometimes I would literally wonder. Sometimes God's like, eat whatever the fuck you want, and I'm like, I want that apple.
Yeah. I have everything, but I just want that. And maybe that's it, you know? Like being bad makes us feel good.
But that's what happens in relationship too. Sometimes I feel like people are like, there are plenty of fish in the sea. I'm like, no, I just want that one fucking salmon that I cannot have. You know what I mean? It's like, I know there are plenty of fish in the sea and I cannot fuck the salmon. I want the salmon. I want
to fuck the salmon so badly.
Just with this one salmon. It's like, yeah, maybe in some ways I can relate to Eve.
To salmon fucking.
To Eve. and why she ate the apple, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just everything that's taboo makes us more intrigued. And so being bad actually is intriguing, maybe. Inherently to us. So maybe we're all just Eve.
Oh.
Yeah, we're all just Eve. And we're trying to be God? What? I don't know.
We did not
I'm done. Oh my God. That was...
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. No thoughts. Like, honestly, philosophers have spent thousands of years fighting this. So if you're looking for an answer,
spent 40 minutes.
This is not gonna get you anywhere. This is purely just observations.
Yeah, great observation. That was a really interesting chat. Like, I feel like we haven't done. You know what? We do this all the time. Actually, we talk about this all the time. Yeah, but there's basically, I don't know. As a conclusion, you can have thoughts and nothing beyond that. So that's what we have.
Yeah.
You can be bad because sometimes that's just human instincts.
Yeah.
But I would encourage you to look beyond that and maybe dig into your past. I don't know. Maybe something about your family. Maybe your dad never loved you.
I saw this meme that was like, you're a bad bitch, but how's your relationship with your father? And I'm like, this algorithm feels so real. I feel too personally attacked. Like my NSA that's watching me wants to hurt me.
I think that growing up in an Asian household or being brought up with Asian morals is being brought up on a foundation of shame and guilt.
Yes.
So much shame.
It's the whole culture is built on
the shame and guilt. And
that's
therefore
their moral.
That's how
they make people good. Shame.
Right?
Shame.
And that's religion too. It's like there are these things that you can't do, and if you do them, shame.
But then like it's so weird because you cannot commit like adultery, but you can talk shit about people. You know, like sometimes things don't add up. It's like what is good and bad?
You know, in the book Sapien, I will end this episode right after this. But
just one more thought.
In the book Sapien, I briefly remember that there was one part that talks about the building of the start of a civilization.
Yeah.
It's through gossip.
Honestly, we are the pioneer. Of civilization.
Yeah, keeping up with civilization.
Wow.
Yeah, because when you start gossiping, like when you start talking about like, hey, that happened, you build community. I think. I have to reread that in Sapien.
Is so true.
But it's so funny.
now next time when people are like, what do you guys do? I'm like, we are building civilization. We are reaching for the higher point of civilization through gossiping, one gossip at a time. On that note, XOXO, Gossip Girl.
Yes. I've never watched it, but yes. And I think that's it for today. That's enough spiral.
Yeah. Yeah. If you like our content, or if you want to tell us your thought about,
being trash,
are humans good or trash, and why Eve ate the apple, you can follow us on Instagram at sugahoneybbt, at sugahoneybbt, and you can keep up with the mommies at bbt mommy and at sensitive bow.
That's it. And I hope you guys have a great week. Make sure to check out our Instagram and comment and tell us if you're trash.
Yeah, and do not commit crime.
Bye.